Hare Krishna. Question: do fearful people go to the temple? Answer: yes, people who are afraid go to the temple, but they are not the only kind of people to go to the temple, and fear is not the only emotion that makes people go to God. This world is a place of uncertainty, it's a place of anxiety, and everyone needs relief. So, when we say जो डर गया वो मंदिर गया, we can also say जो डर गया वो movie गया. When people are filled with anxiety, filled with worry, then they go and watch movies, they watch TV, they want to forget all their worry, forget their anxiety. Now quite often the movie or the TV that they watch, that does nothing to deal with their fear practically, but still they watch it because that gives them some at least a break from their anxiety. Now when people go to a temple, they understand there is a higher power and they can petition that higher power and pray for his guidance, for his help, and in that way they get relief. So just as when we have a problem, we go to some loved one and consult that person, share, unburden our heart to that person. Similarly, when we are fearful, we can go to God and unburden our heart to Him. So actually there are various levels at which people approach God. There is fear, desire, duty and love. So fear is the lowest level of motivation, where one feels that, oh, I'm in trouble, I must go to God, God will solve my problems. Or if I don't go to God, oh, then He may create some trouble for me, therefore I'll go out of fear. Now, fear is a preliminary level. Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, it is said in the biblical tradition. But that is only the beginning, that is not the end. The culmination, the highest level of approaching God is love of God. So, just like a child, in the early stages, as the child is growing up, it is good for the child to have a little fear of the parents. Otherwise, the child will become unruly and naughty and may do anything. So some amount of discipline is required. So some amount of fear is good. But as the child grows up, so the fear is should give way to higher levels. Then the child goes forward to a higher level desire. He says, oh, this father doesn't only punish me. If I do something good, my father rewards me also. So then I'll do something good. Maybe father will give me a chocolate, will give me a toy or something like that. And then as the child grows further, then the child starts thinking, oh, my father has done so much for me. Provided clothes for me, food for me, gave me education. Therefore, now I must serve him. So then that is the level of duty. And then the highest is love. Actually, my father loves me and I should love him back. So fear is the first step in approaching God also. Initially we are afraid, oh, this world is so big, they're so unpredictable. Better I need someone who will protect me. So then let me go to God and pray to Him for protection. And then beyond that there is desire. Maybe I can get this, maybe I can get that. So then one goes to God for that also. But that is also considered preliminary. Then there is duty, and understand that God has already provided me so much. Now I need water, I need food, I need air, I need heat, I need light. All this, where does it come from? It is ultimately God's arrangement by which He has provided it. Therefore, let me worship, let me serve Him, let me worship Him as a duty. And beyond that, one rises to the level of love of God, where one focuses on God out of the desire to love and serve Him. And that is the highest level of approaching God, and that is the purpose of religion, to take us to the level of loving God. So if fear takes people to God, that is good. But in the temples, in the churches, in the mosques, in the gurudwaras, there should be spiritual teachers who help people rise to a higher level from fear, to understand God's glory, understand God's love, and rise to the level of love. But on the other hand, if we, instead of helping people rise, make a caricature of those people who go to the temple out of fear, then we deprive people of even that shelter. What are we offering people? Instead, we offer them nothing. We just leave them burdened with their anxieties. So that is like we check the child's growth. The child is fearful of the father. So what should we do? We should help the child to grow up. We should help the child to understand the father's love and come to the level of loving the father. But here, what are we doing? Oh, you are afraid of your father? Stop going to your father only. Run away from your home. So like that, we are saying that when we say fearful people go to the temple, making a mockery of that level of approaching God, we are misleading people away from the shelter of God that they can have at a fuller level when the relationship evolves from fear ultimately to love. Thank you. Hare Krishna.